Alright, so this video is not like others of mine on the channel. Today we're doing something way different. I gotta move this car over here so where that I can open up this space for a new car that's coming into the channel. It's a wrecked Ford Focus, not just any kind of Focus, it's a Ford Focus ST. Kind of a cool car, a little bit different. I'm sending this one down to California to live a retirement life. I'm giving it to my mom, basically. So I need to send this one to California, and I'm getting a new car as my little grocery gator. So let's see how this goes. Not sure, but let's have some fun. Alright, well, there it is. I wish I got some extra footage, but I was running around town in this guy a lot, and so when it came time to this guy coming home, it was happening way so fast. The towing guy beat me to the house. I was thinking about driving it home, but there's some little problems going on. Runs and drives halfway decent, well, sort of. If we look here though, steering wheel is straight. This wheel is turned out a little bit. It's because the inner tie rod end is bent. On this side, it's straight. And then it shows some damage here that was not like that in the auction photos. So I don't know if this happened on the lot. I don't know if they can do anything about it. Probably not. I have to go back and look at the pictures and scrutinize them. But this is the car. Headlights, they need a little bit of restoration work done to them. It's a 2014 Ford Focus ST3. So it's got the full leather Recaro seats. These things are super aggressive seats. Can't wait to try those out on a back road somewhere. The back seats, nice and clean, no problems. The floorboards, nothing. Whoever had this car, they tried to take care of it. It's kind of cool. This little Alien-y stuff that's on the car, like blend and 12 and, you know, all these marks here, these are scratches and stuff that they found in the surface, and they're highlighting them. This is done by the insurance company, the people who the insurance company hires to evaluate the car, basically. So they go around, it's got some scratches here, so we just kind of mark that and put some marks here. That's all very normal stuff, and most of this stuff is not going to be even taken care of. Judging on the fact that there isn't any marks here, I'm guessing this happened on the lot, because everything else is kind of noted for. You see scratches, marks, even all this little small stuff. So, you know, and they show like, hey, this area. So they take note of all the small areas, and you just write on it with a little crayon, basically. But judging on the fact that the damage on the fender is done probably after the insurance company evaluated the car, because it doesn't show in the picture the damage on the fender. So that's kind of a bummer. I don't think Insurance Auto Auction is going to do anything about it. It would be nice if they, you know, sent a couple $100 back for this, you know, because this wasn't there. The tow guy said that this was all like this, but I don't know. So someone in the lot ran into something with this car. Yeah, no, pretty cool little car. It's got some pretty nice tint on it. The rear windows are factory tinted, and these ones are, as you can tell, they're tinted a little bit extra. Let's see here. So the price of the car, the total price of the car, $3,400. And I won it for $2,800 in the auction. So that's what's going on there. Looks like the previous owner took some stuff off the car, missing the gear shift, and then Looks like the car had a cold air intake at one point in time, because the factory cold air intake, that's the way how to use your head. Factory cold air intake, factory intake is loose here, and it's missing a bolt. So that's kind of common for somebody who just quickly send it back. This bolt is loose. This bolt is missing. So either somebody at the auction has a ST and wanted a cold air intake, or the previous owner had put a cold air intake on it and decided to take the cold air intake off, put the factory air inlet back in, and then sell it separate from the car. So maybe that's what happened. First time looking in here, a little bit of water. That is very common with a vehicle with an engine that hasn't ran for very long. So I'm not too worried about that. Valve train and stuff looks really good. No mixing of the oil. So the oil's nice and clean. Let's see here. There it is. Oil's nice and clean. No problems with that. This is my first time looking into dipstick. I'm not too concerned with this, only because when you're in colder climate and you have something that's... This car has, for the last 6 months, has probably ran an all total of like 2 minutes at a time. And what happens is there's condensation that goes into the motor after you shut it off, because it warms up a little bit, and it just draws the condensation in, and it condensates on the top of the valve cover. That will go away with one nice long highway drive. This will never be there again. So I don't even have to clean it. I'm not going to worry about it. We've got coolant in the reservoir. Water pump is there intact. Turbo sounds good. There isn't any check engine lights, so I think it's kind of a decent little car. I think I lucked out with this guy. Duralast Gold battery. That battery is worth like $200 or something like that now. So I'm gonna go run across the street and get a tie rod and inner tie rod in and replace that today. And hopefully, let's get it on the road. Let's see what it does. You know, and have a little fun. This will be the new little grocery getter. Nothing too crazy though. I think this is going to be pretty alright. It came with both keys and the lock for the wheel locks. So, little score. Nothing too crazy. You know what? Let's start it up. Let's start it up. Shift knobs, kind of a little annoying. I've got a little shift knob out of a 2003 Focus. I'm gonna see if it'll work, just for temporary until I find one. Keys work. Everything's good to go. Let's see here. Hill start assist not available. Oh, let's turn that off. We don't need that on. Adrian Way. Yeah, look at that. It's a map. We'll see how it is. Entertainment. Let's go to home. Yeah, I don't know. I've never played with Microsoft Sync. Wow, it's really flashing. That's not like that. It's only because of the camera. So, oh well. It's got a little 12-volt thing. I've never driven one of these cars. I've had a couple of Focus rental cars in the past, like a 15 and a 17, I think it is. Little Focus rental cars, and even for the rental cars, they're just a fun little blast of a car to drive. So, factory exhaust on it, so it's neighbor friendly. Everything seems to be running really good on it though. So, all right, let me check back in when we get a new tie rod on this thing, and let's take it to the car wash, get it cleaned up, and see how she is. Alright, so this is what I got so far. Tie rod is messed up. That's no longer good. It's left the chat. That's alright, no big deal. 15 millimeter right here. I don't know, like a 21 millimeter right there. If we look right here though, there is just a little bit of a bend going on right here. And I can only tell that by the fact that the paint flaked off of here. So luckily there's a handful of regular focuses in the junkyard. I think that suspension component right there, the lower control arm, is the same across all of them. So I'll be picking up one of those in the junkyard in the next couple of days. That's not a big deal. But this guy being bent like this is dragging the wheel inward in the back, outward on the front. Look at that. I can't believe they painted these things from the factory. Oh well. Alright. I don't think there's no oil leaks or anything, so I think it's gonna be a decent little job. I don't think it's gonna be too difficult to change this. Oh well, let's see how this goes. Just like that, we've got a brand new tie rod on there. That's what the old one looked like. Had a big wow in it. So, no big deal. This guy is going back on. This is pretty tight. So hopefully this solves the problems with the front end for now, just to make it running and driving. And then I'm probably gonna have to look into it, but I might have to source a lower control arm. We'll see. I can't give any answers to that just quite yet. We'll find out once it's driving though. I think that's probably good right there. So, time to put this all back together. I just met the new park manager. He wasn't too enthused about seeing me work on the car here in the street. I'm sorry. And if you're watching it, nice to finally meet you, I guess. So, get some stuff figured out. Where'd that nut go? It's around here somewhere. Oh well, I need to reconvene my thoughts, and I'll come back when this is on the ground. I'm ready to go for a test drive. So let's go. There it is. Fix the tie rod on this guy, and only things I've done to the exterior appearance of this is just wash it. And so after the $5 soapy hand job, you know, it's looks really good. I took all the crayon markings off of here, all these little scratches and stuff. That can really just get rubbed out. Somebody took care of this car. It feels really glossy, so they tried to take care of the paint on it. Unfortunately, it was still being driven out in like eastern Washington, Idaho area. There's a little bit of sand blasting going on here. You can see how this is all dull, and then the top of this is bright. This is all nice and bright, and then there's just a lot of rock chips, and it's dull around the whole front of the car. So everything on the front of the car has caught a lot of hell from just road debris and stuff. So that's what's going on finish wise on the paint. But all I have to do is just fix the rear quarter panel here, kind of address this issue. Not going to replace it. This quarter panel does not need to be replaced. It just needs to be pulled out. Got a little uni spot machine, put these little studs on there, slide hammer, pop this all out, do a little bit of body filler in here and paint it. So will get taken care of pretty easily. But honestly, this car has been pretty reliable. I gotta say, I really like it. Also, this is by far the newest, most technologically advanced vehicle I have owned. I've worked around, you know, BMWs and Hondas and stuff like that. That's brand new. And dealing with electronics and stuff doesn't scare me, but, you know, it's kind of one of those things where I've purposely kept my personal vehicle simple. So this is way kind of at the end of my wheelhouse. Not saying that I'm uncomfortable in it or working on it or anything like that. There's no lights on the dash. The lights that was on the dash, there was like a hill start assist problem, and the traction control light was on. And honestly, I think that was because of it was driven with the tie rod pointing off and having the tire point off in a different direction. And so that tire was spinning at a different rate than the other three, and that was making the computer go, uh-oh, wait a second, there's a problem here. So this is straight right now. This should be straight right about there, but this is straight. And so it needs an alignment, but it goes down the road just fine. It's just one of those things that after having the tie rod replaced, I haven't had it into the shop to have it aligned yet. I got rid of the, oh, hello. I got rid of the Dungeons and Dragons kind of background screensaver, and I put, now I'm repping my own brand in there, Project Mercury. It's kind of cool. This is the focus shift knob that I got from the junkyard. It's from like a 02 or 03 Ford Focus. Just not, it's not even a SVT Focus, it's just a 5-speed shift knob. So if it was a SVT Focus shift knob, that'd be kind of cool. It's kind of like this style, except it's leather wrapped around the sides. Maybe I'll find one of those. I don't know. I've got a couple of contacts for a factory shift knob. If I can't find a factory shift knob, I'll go for the $100 carbon fiber ST branded shift knob. So I think that'll be kind of cool. This is the pre-facelift ST, so it's got the ST logo here. So it'll be okay to have the ST logo here on the newer 15, so the Mark 3.5 Focus STs. If I remember correctly, the ST badge is here, so it becomes a little redundant when you have multiples. So I don't know. Trying to not spend $100 for the shift knob, but you know, everything in the car works great. It's got the color palette. You can change the colors, make them white, light everything up inside. Trying to get used to the dome lights above your head here. That's weird. Mileage, I'm averaging anywhere from 20. I'm averaging anywhere from 25 to 28 miles to the gallon running around in town. You know, I'm not racing on it a whole lot. When I'm, you know, picking up the pace, it's still 23 miles to the gallon. It's not bad. I do that kind of driving in the Milan. I'm getting 21.6 miles per gallon, you know, so I'm never really caring about fuel economy, but, you know, it's kind of a perk sometimes. You know, I've had the Mercury Marauder as my daily for, I don't know, 9.5 years, something like that. And so fuel mileage is not a priority of mine. I know it says EcoBoost, but honestly, it's not really EcoBoost, but it's more just boost. So that's the car in a nutshell. I need to replace some rims. They're all really ugly looking. A couple of them are badly bent. This one's really bad, and then there's some others that are not so noticeable, but I still see it. Functionality wise, car drives fine, even with the bent rim. And you know, the rim is still round this way as a whole. It's just one spot, so 80 miles an hour down the road, you do not notice that. So the car is fine, but you know, I do DoorDash, and I work here in the body shop, and I do the YouTube stuff, and I do lots of traveling back and forth in between Southwest Washington, Northwest Oregon, and Southern California, you know, and so I'm jumping through the whole West Coast, basically, helping out my friend Omar down there in Orange County with his YouTube stuff, and I'm up here and I'm doing DoorDash and everything else, and so I'm all over the place. And so I end up riding on a bunch of roads that are not so favorable. I tried to get a pickup truck. I wanted a little, like a 2005 Toyota Tacoma, but a regular cab, regular bed, just a little baby work truck, 4-cylinder, 5-speed, 4-wheel drive. Those things, there was one that was in auction. The whole side was knocked off of it, and it was $4,050 before it went to live bid. And I was like, you know what? Never mind. I can't have that. I'm not going to pick this thing up. $2,800. It was, the ending bid was, or after the fees and everything, it was $3,409. So, you know, not too bad for something that is going to, it's not clean title, unfortunately. And I think that's mainly because of the Focus as a whole is just such a, it doesn't hold a lot of value. This car might hold value, but not in the eyes of the insurance company or, you know, people in general. It's more of an enthusiast car, so it carries its value differently. So, but that's how I ended up with this thing. So I might end up going with a kind of a rally aesthetic on here. 16-inch wheels. Looking at a set of Method 707 wheels. That would be nice. They're a little spendy, but you know, I need to put some wheels on this thing anyway. Do that in the smallest set of all-terrain tires that I can find that is the same aspect ratio, circumference, and jam those in there. Put some mud flaps on there because, you know, the paint on this car is actually pretty good considering the blemishes on the mirrors and the front of the car. The rest of it's really nice, except for right there. And so maybe put some rally armor flats on there, have it be kind of a cool little rally aesthetic, or make it my weekend warrior and have it be like a autocross car. A friend of mine does autocrossing with the local SCCA Portland chapter, basically, and he kind of wants to see me get in and do some of that. So maybe I do some of that. I would like to get involved with doing more competition driving. I've done a lot of that style driving on public roads, and honestly, it's, now I look, from, you know, me being 29 years old, I look at it now and it's like I was an idiot for pulling that stuff. A lot of friends of mine has died pulling that stuff. No, I've never done burnouts and stuff, and just in the middle of an intersection somewhere, I don't do that. You know, I don't go and whoop it up or anything like that. I enjoy twisties, and you know, the Marauder's a great handling car. This is a really great handling car too. So that there's two different options, kind of a rally aesthetic, weekend warrior, or just keep it stock. I don't know. Maybe do big turbo way down the line, catback exhaust way down the line. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with the turbo stuff, the engine stuff, all that stuff, just because the engine and all this runs and drives really good. So when it needs a new turbo, that's when I'll consider putting a big turbo on it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe go with a tune. I don't know. Leave a comment down below, somewhere in there. Over here, maybe. There. But get a conversation going. Let's see what you guys want to see out of the car. I'm open to suggestions. I don't want to be the typical ST owner. I want to do things a little bit different. It's not going to be that Stance Nation bros, you know, wheels that go like this and, you know, can't go anywhere, and, you know, straight pipe exhaust and the exhaust tips pointing up to the sky and all. No, I'm not doing that. You know, lower profile the car, the better, but maybe with a little touches here and there. I don't know. Let's see. Well, there's the car. Look at that. ST. Yeah, so, hey, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Subscribe, like, comment. Only if you want to. Not because I'm asking. You know, and if you want to fight with me in the comment section about something, do it. I enjoy a good conversation in the comments. Even even if I'm wrong or somebody else is wrong, it doesn't matter. I'll give you the time of day, I guess. I don't know. Check out my comment section. You'll see. But there's the car, 2014 Ford Focus ST. Have a great day.